rich single bachelors in town.
Ooh,
Uh,
unsexy Mr. Bingley.
Bingley, yeah.
Mr. Bingley. I also didn't want him
Yeah,
to get caught,
right?
and I feel like, is that wrong? Hello.
Hello,
Welcome to another video.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Shirin.
Yes.
This is a fun one.
It's a fun one, and it's finally the day.
Day 1000 of convincing me to read
Crime and
Crime and
Punishment.
Punishment, and day 100 of convincing you to like Jane Austen.
It's been some time, a few years. I'm trying to convince Shirin to read my favorite book, which is Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky.
Yep.
And I can say without shame that this book changed my life, absolutely changed my life. And I know Shirin knows how I feel about such type of books. So I'm sure she doesn't, I mean, she knows exactly what to expect. And I think this is probably what scares her to go into it. But we've decided that this
Yeah.
year we go beyond our fears and we try something new.
Okay, so I feel just this book needs a lot of time and attention and brain power. So it just stopped me from starting it because I know what I'm about to get myself into and how complicated my life is gonna be for, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, however long it's gonna take. But I know that I'm gonna love it. So I
Yes.
don't know why I am deterring myself from this
Yeah.
joy that I'm gonna have in my life. Well, joy. Now, on the same note, I have been trying, yes, Crime and Punishment. I have been trying to get our friend here to also fall in love with the world of Jane Austen as much as I love the world of Jane Austen. You've tried.
I've tried
A long time ago.
I've tried a long time ago, and maybe I was in a different space. But as I told you, I never managed to
Yeah.
get so much into it. So every time I started, I'm like, oh my god, this woman is so boring. So yeah, I know, and I tried many times. I swear.
This woman
I
is
really
everything
gave a
but
chance.
boring. Please.
But I think now I'm in a different space. I'm also in a
Okay.
different reading space. So maybe I'm ready for it.
For this video, I'm going to be reading Crime and Punishment, and Sarah's going to be reading Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen.
Yes,
A
so
very
in
beloved
the-
book by a lot of people.
Yes.
And you're going to go into it with an open mind. And maybe this time the
Yes.
experience will be different because we're going to discuss it. You'll have someone to share your
Yes.
thoughts with. And,
True.
and I don't know.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see. Maybe this is the
Yes.
year of Jane Austen for you.
I think this is the
I really
time I
hope
need
so.
to give a proper chance to Jane Austen.
Mrs.
So
Austen.
I am ready.
So Mr. Dostoevsky and Mrs.
and Miss-
Austen. You're going to have
So-
a very different time than I am.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
depressed.
I'm gonna be in love.
You're going to be in love.
Hopefully.
So
I hope so.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're
I'll tell you
welcome.
later.
It's gonna be like a nice soul searching
Okay.
journey.
Fine.
So yeah, in this coming video, you're gonna see us through different stages
Yeah.
of the book.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to take you along the journey that we're on during the
Yeah.
books. Maybe we can share some impressions and so on.
Yeah, we'll check back in,
Yes.
I think, individually, our journey
In a
throughout
bit.
the book, some thoughts, and then we'll wrap up with what we
Conclusion.
thought, conclusion.
Conclusion.
And yeah.
Yes. See you
Enjoy.
later.
Hi again. Welcome to my first reading check-in. So before we get into the actual book and reading of Crime and Punishment, I wanted to do a quick check-in on the edition and the translation that I decided to read, because I did do a little bit of research. I kind of spiraled, I think, into finding the right translation. Now, two disclaimers. The first one, I am in no way or shape saying that one translation and edition is better than the other. So here I just want to share my opinion, my findings. You take them with a grain of salt, do your own research, and eventually choose the translation that you enjoy the best. And it's okay if it's completely different to mine. And then the second disclaimer is that I don't really do this. I never really go into this depth of searching for the right kind of edition. But I think this book deserved it. I think especially for Russian literature, which is a bit longer, it's complex. I think it's important to find the right translation because it can really affect the story and it can really affect the reading experience. So again, but I never do this. This is the first time that I've done this level of like investigation into translators, but I'm happy with the final choice and I'm gonna just run you through the three translations that I decided to kind of pick up and compare. And the name that would pop up quite a lot as people's favorites was the translation by Katz. Now, I don't have the book physically, so I'm going to put it somewhere on the screen. And that's the first translation that I picked up. Now, I wanted to also pick up another translation and compare and kind of choose for myself which style of writing I preferred. So, the other translation that I picked up was the Penguin Classics, translated by David Macduff. And what I did was when I got both books, I just read the first 2 pages, I would say, simultaneously and kind of compared the two. And what I found was that the Cat's translation was quite simple, I would say, and quite straightforward. Again, I'm not saying that one is better than the other. And what I wanted out of reading Crime and Punishment and Dostoevsky was a little bit more of like complex writing. I wanted the writing in the translation to feel and sound like the time that it was written in. And I found that Cat's translation sounded a bit too modern. Now, the great thing about it is that it's extremely accessible. So if you want to start reading classics and you want to read Dostoevsky, but you're afraid that it's going to be a bit complicated, then I would highly suggest that you pick up that edition. Again, simple and straightforward. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad translation by any shape or form. But what I wanted out of this reading experience was just a little bit of a different writing style. Now, I then decided to try out one more translation and edition before I started reading. And the edition that I picked up was the Vintage Classics. And this is translated by Richard Pever and Larissa Volokonsky. I really love this edition. Like, I love the cover, and they actually have most of Dostoevsky's work, at least his popular work, in this edition. So I think it's great to kind of collect and have these on your shelves. And it's very comfortable to read. Like, the font is amazing, the floppiness is amazing. Like, floppy paperbacks are my favorite style of books to read. So I really wanted this to be the winner. But again, when I read a few pages and compared the two, I still preferred the Penguin Classics. I would say that this is my second choice, but I found that the translation of the Penguin Classics just flowed better. And I was trying to convince myself at some point that maybe I can just read the Vintage Classics edition because it is beautiful and like such a comfortable read. But at the end, what matters is the reading. So eventually, my final decision is to read the Penguin Classics edition translated by David Macduff, but I will keep the Vintage Classics on my shelf as well. And when I eventually decide that I want to reread the book, I think I'm going to reread it in this translation, and it looks amazing as well. So that is it on the translation. See you in the next clip.
Okay, so I am halfway Pride and Prejudice, and this is chapter 33 approximately. So, yeah, almost halfway. And yeah, I've been trying many times before to go into Jane Austen books. So, I have tried to read this book, I guess, a couple of years ago, and I never really could go into it. So, I've read like the few first pages, and then somehow I was not managing to go into it. So this was my next trial, and this time I went a bit further because I'm already halfway. I don't know why I don't really manage to get into it still until now, and I cannot explain why, because I really want to enjoy this book. I really want to love it. Everyone loves it, so I feel like I should love it. But somehow I am not really managing to get into it because it seems a bit, I don't know how to say, it's a bit shallow to me in a way that they are talking about very mundane stuff and things that maybe I cannot really relate to, obviously, not the same time. But I know she was like groundbreaking in that time because she was talking about things that were like very very difficult at the time and very funny. And I know I should read it in the more like sarcastic way, kind of. So this is what I'm trying to change my perspective reading it. But so far it's been a bit difficult for me. I don't know if it's the way it's written. I am not sure if it's because I cannot relate to the characters, but I feel a bit confused. There are like so many Mr., Madam, and Mrs., and like different characters that I can not really enjoy. I don't really like them, so I feel it's a bit difficult to get into it. But let's see. I'm curious about what will happen next, so I'll continue reading. And yeah, let's see on my next check-in. How does it look like?
Welcome to the conclusion.
Welcome to the final,
So,
the finale.
you've probably seen little clips of us separately talking about the books, and some glimpses of our thoughts. And now it's time to go in depth,
It's time.
to share our thoughts, to see what we have to say
About our respective books.
about our respective
And
books.
I believe we do have a lot to say. So.
I believe so.
Okay, so
To recap,
to recap,
I read Crime and Punishment.
and I read Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I found it funny that we chose books with titles that are like so similar in the structure, but the opposite into their content.
Yeah. Where do you want to start?
As you like.
Crime and Punishment?
Yes.
Do you want to
Let's
start in
start
Crime and
Crime and
Punishment?
Punishment.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is a book that you read, I don't know,
Couple of years
a couple
ago.
of years
Yes.
ago, and a book that you loved, a book that I knew I was gonna love, but for some reason I kept delaying.
Yeah.
And then now I finally read it.
Yes. Finally, I'm so happy.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
I took this with me everywhere, and every chance I got, I was like reading and writing and annotating and like
It's so cute. I really like.
and I don't normally annotate a lot. I just read and maybe note some stuff down like at the end of the book. But
Yeah.
this book, I scribbled and underlined and noted a lot throughout the book as well, because there's just like a lot of questions that it raises, a lot of questions that I have, a lot of thoughts.
Yeah.
And where do we begin? I really like this book.
Yeah.
I really, really like this book. I knew that I would. And it confirmed my, what's the word, hypothesis. I really liked, I mean, the main concept, the main question that the book raises, right? This man, and this is not a spoiler, I think everyone knows probably the concept of this book's in the title. There's a man who commits a crime. He kills two people, he steals some jewels.
Yeah.
He panics in the moment of killing people. He doesn't. He wanted to take some money. He didn't know what he was doing. He panics.
Yeah.
He kills a second person by mistake. Not by mistake, but he didn't plan for it.
On
And
the
then he
way.
steals some jewels.
Yeah.
And then we follow his like aftermath of him committing this crime. And there was like a lot of monologues and a lot of like dissecting of his behavior post this crime. It's almost like a psychological
Yes.
read.
I think he wanted us, the readers, to feel like we are also murderers in a way. You know?
God forbid.
That's my feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't feel like a murderer, but
So it was the introspection, I think, that he wanted to focus. I love that I felt this person was so human, because I think this is a very good representation of like how we are
yeah.
as people.
Yes.
We question everything. So
Yes.
this one is a murder, okay, but I think in whichever event related to in your life, like whatever will happen, this happens to each and every one of us. And I think this was a very good reminder, like when you think of empathy and
Hmm.
all of this, like it's a good reminder of how can you put yourself in someone else's shoes. And I felt this is something that I haven't experienced in a long
I
time.
just
Yeah.
found it interesting the thoughts that he was having post this crime,
Yeah.
and how there wasn't that guilt of to
Mm.
two actual people that he killed.
Yeah.
Everything was in relation to how he was feeling and to what him feeling guilty actually
Yeah.
meant about his character. Like he was more upset that he couldn't cope
Yeah.
with committing a murder more than he was that he
Yeah.
actually took two lives.
Yeah.
And I really struggled to understand what should I think about this character.
Mm.
Your favorite word, gray.
The good versus evil. Like, are the good actually good? Are the bad actually bad?
Yeah,
You
because
know,
and there's a
like,
few places where they say this, like
yeah,
at the beginning he's still thinking about committing this murder, and then he's
yes,
outraged that
yes,
there's a drunk girl on the street that's being taken
yes,
advantage of.
mm,
And I remember I wrote in the book, I'm like, so you're planning to kill people, but you are outraged that this girl is
yeah,
being taken advantage of. Where's the logic?
yeah,
And then there's at some point there's Sonia, so we meet
yes,
Sonia, he meets this girl,
yeah,
and she said when he tells her that he was the one that killed these two people, she tells him, how could you have given away the last kopeck
mm,
money, yet murder someone in order to rob her?
mm,
So there's a lot of these little dialogues that
mm,
come up that exactly make you question,
yeah,
is he a good person, is he a bad person?
mm,
I don't
yeah,
understand his action. Like
yeah.
I don't understand why he behaves this way and then does that.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't think there's an answer, but
Yeah. At the end, you could not still understand.
I mean, I don't see him as a good person. I
Yeah.
mean, I cannot justify what he did. I understand to some extent his thought
Y-
process and his
yes.
logic of what he's
Exactly.
trying to say, but I could not understand it in the context of him.
Mm.
Maybe we can get to that part of why did he commit this
Yeah.
crime and what he thought
Yeah.
when he committed this crime. So he has this ideology that there are certain extraordinary people
Yes.
who can commit crimes and get away with it if it's for a greater good. He
Yes.
keeps talking about Napoleon. Or imagine, like, just to keep it very simple, there's a doctor and he can cure cancer, whatever, for example. And in his way to curing cancer, there's two people that he has to kill. And he thinks that killing these two people is justified because it's for a greater
Yeah.
good. Now, to a certain extent, I can understand his logic. I
Mm.
mean, a lot of this stuff, I mean, look at the justice system, right?
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is that how did he apply this to himself? What is his greater good? What is
How
his,
do you define greater good?
I don't know,
Yes.
but how did
That's my
he,
question.
how did he convince
But I think
himself?
this is what you want to question.
But I didn't
This is the
understand.
point because I think he's saying that society cannot really define who is great and who is there for the greater good.
So he thought that those people are capable of committing a crime and not feeling guilty afterwards,
Yeah.
like kind of like being okay with it and
Yeah.
move on about my life. And then because he felt guilt, he considered himself to be, then he's not one of those extraordinary
Exactly.
people because he
Yeah.
cannot commit a crime. But what I struggle with, the thought process
Mm.
from A to B to C to action is, what did you think you are achieving by committing this murder?
Yeah.
What are you getting at?
Yeah.
He's not like this psychopathic criminal
Yeah.
in the sense that you think a criminal, a
Yeah.
murderer would
Yeah.
be like this psycho, horrible,
Yeah.
terrible person. And I could somehow understand his thought process.
Yeah.
Like I can understand his logic of,
Yes.
well, he sees that there are all these
Yeah.
people and there's all these circumstances where people
Yeah.
die,
Mm.
but somehow people
Yeah.
pass over these deaths
Yeah.
because there's something else that's like bigger and more
Yeah.
important in whatever
Yeah.
sense. Some
I think to me, because of my own definition of bad and what is a murderer, I cannot imagine a murderer having so many thoughts after killing someone. You know?
I don't know.
To me,
But
I don't know.
yeah, I
I
know.
imagine someone like so bad and like ready to kill
Cold,
people.
no feelings.
Yeah, to be cold, to not have any feeling, to not second guess, to not have like so many question like, oh, did I do right? Did I do wrong? I expect these people to be like,
creepy,
creepy.
crazy.
I mean, crazy. Like really
I felt
no.
sorry for him more than scared of him.
Yeah. So this is why I feel like in my definition, I don't know. Like, is it like my real definition of bad, or is it just the circumstances?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he shouldn't have killed those people.
Yes, we agree. But
Okay, I have a question. Him
yes,
getting rid of the jewels,
yes,
did that help in you feeling more empathy with him? Like if he took the money and he spent the money, would that have made him seem more of a bad person or like a criminal?
no,
This point
no,
really
yeah.
was in my mind a lot
Ah, really? Mm.
because
You think it made it worse?
no, I think that the fact that he got rid of the money
Yeah,
made him more human
yeah,
because that means
mm.
that he felt so guilty
Yeah,
and before he committed the crime, he was talking a little bit high and mighty that,
yeah,
well, people normally they get caught when they commit a crime because they lose their sense after. And
yeah,
I know I'm fully aware, so I'm gonna keep it
yes,
together and I'm not
mm.
gonna get caught.
Yeah.
Well,
He's losing his
he's
senses,
losing his
big
senses
time.
after like he had
Yeah,
no it made no sense to me the jewels he was putting in
yeah,
his wall and then he put it in his pocket and then he put it in some underground
yeah,
thing. But I was thinking like, does it make us feel more empathy for him that he didn't spend that like
mm.
it wasn't he wasn't
Yeah,
some money hungry
mm.
person that's
Yeah,
looking to
yeah,
steal these jewels and like
yeah,
that like the murder and what he took from the murder was like completely
mm.
put aside. It felt
Yeah,
irrelevant at that point.
mm.
It was just then him justifying
Yeah,
to himself.
yeah. Trying
He
to,
tried to.
yeah.
I don't think he's convinced.
No, that's
He's
true.
having this inner dialogue with himself. In one place, he's like, I deserve to be punished.
Yeah.
5 chapters later, it's like, I'm
I
happy I
will
committed this
escape.
crime.
Yes.
Like, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And even when he's in prison, he has this up and down. So
Oh,
at the end,
yes.
he ends up in prison and he is خلاص, life means nothing and this it's so bleak and
Yeah.
it's this, and then he gets a visit from Sonia and he starts thinking about
Mm.
Sonia, and then at the
Mm.
end, the last page, he's like, it's only 7 years,
Yeah.
after 7 years I can go
I
and like
will be
start my
free.
life.
Yeah.
Even till the
Yeah,
end
I mean,
he's,
clearly he had some mental issues.
I mean, as I
Yeah.
hope he would have
Mm.
after killing someone.
Yeah. Mm. Maybe he had from the beginning.
Yeah,
He
but
deserved
I,
to
I
kill
agree
someone.
with you. I really like this stream of
Yes.
consciousness type of writing, and
Yeah.
I have parts where I highlighted and I was like, great monologues,
Mm.
like
Yeah.
great,
Honestly. Like,
great
it
dialogue.
keeps you going. Like, you just want to read. And usually when it's ultra descriptive, when it's too much description, like, I can get lost,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
there's not enough dialogue,
yeah.
like the balance is,
The page
you'll
has
get a
no
bit like,
indents.
yeah, a bit lost. But like, this is a mix of like super descriptive and also monologues,
Yeah,
but you don't get bored.
because the
The content
context
is
is
just
very
like,
interesting.
there's
Yeah,
so much happening every page, there is something happening. So yeah, I think it's
it was
a,
very action packed,
yeah,
like as well.
action packed book.
Action packed,
Mm,
not what I expected.
yeah.
That's why when they took me out of this and they
Mm.
put me into Katarina Ivanova crying, funeral,
Ah,
whatever,
yes.
like, I was like, oh, put me
Yeah.
back into his brain and put me
Mm.
back into his world. I don't care about these
Yeah.
people in between. I mean, I'm sure they had their
I
purpose,
think they
but for
wanted
me, I
to
was like,
they
whatever.
wanted to set the context, the context of like Russia in at that
Yeah,
time,
I'm
yeah,
sure it
right?
has its purpose, but for me, I
So
was a bit like,
yeah,
I could have
yeah,
done without
true.
and just kept it
Yeah,
Raskolnikov's
yeah.
show. I have a question.
Yes,
When, because he kept almost getting caught, not getting caught,
yes,
going to the police, coming
yes.
out. Did you want him to get caught or no? Were you like rooting for
Mm,
him not to get caught?
yeah, I didn't want him to
You
get
didn't
caught.
want him to
Did
get
you?
caught? I also didn't want him
Yeah,
to get caught.
right.
And I feel like, is that wrong?
Is that wrong? It was weird. Like, I'm feeling like, okay, I feel you, but don't get caught. Like, I still wanted like
Because I
a
didn't
happy
see him
ending
as
for him.
like,
Sick.
I don't know if like,
Yes,
does this reveal
I know.
something about us?
I felt a bit bad for him
I
in a
felt bad
way.
for
I
him.
felt bad because he was so like vulnerable,
And
These
he has this
thoughts
like
were,
grand idea,
yeah,
and the reality of it was, and I think I wrote somewhere like, is it even worth it?
yeah.
Look at your life now.
And his
What?
life is just so sad and so gray
He's
and
losing it.
so sad, and
And he made it grayer.
yes.
Like after
And
this.
how then it impacts. So I liked also the relation between the mind and the body, because the more
Yeah.
he's losing it, the more he's getting sick, physically sick, and he
Physically.
doesn't understand. And I feel like this is a very good like correlation, the mind and the body. So you loved it.
I loved it. I'm so happy
Just
I finally read
I
it.
knew you will.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yes.
mean, the
I
concept
mean,
itself
yes.
is a great, a great concept.
Yeah. A great book.
And there's endless questions
Yeah.
that come up that just don't have an answer.
Yeah. Do you
And
still think about it now you finished it?
I
A while back.
do. I do think about it.
Yeah.
For me, when I know that I really is when I can remember,
Yeah.
because I feel like I can't really remember a lot of details of books.
Yes.
But this one, I can remember because I had a lot of active thoughts while I
Yeah.
was reading it, and I was very actively
Yeah.
involved while
Also
reading it.
noting down and
So I
everything.
know that it's something
Yeah.
that's going to stay with me.
True.
But I had a lot of these thoughts, like, is this justified? Who decides if
Yeah.
this is justified? Why is this happening? What's the
Yeah.
questions that I don't know if there's like
Yeah.
answers to, but
Yeah.
it's good to think about.
That's true.
And you know who? I remember I was thinking, like, who decides? Like, you asked, right? What is the greater
Yeah.
good? What is that? Who
Yeah.
decides? Who, if
Who
it's, is it
says
the
so?
majority? Like,
Who established the rules?
why should Napoleon kill people?
you
Like,
know,
who said that he should? Or
I was actually reading something I remember is like about history. At the end of the day, history is reflected by the people who won, right?
exactly.
So it's never by the people who lost the war. So I think it's very one-sided, and there are a lot of like things that makes you question, like, how do we know this is the actual facts? How do you know this is what happened? How do you know who was
Very
right
true.
or wrong? I kept on thinking about this since I read it. I'm like, oh wow.
And what if the alternative
Yeah.
was not, like, who said that this winning is the better alternative? Like,
Yeah.
like the Midnight Library, like you have different alternatives, different
Yes.
lives. Maybe the loser, the other
Yeah.
side, maybe it's a better, like, how do
Yeah.
you don't know.
No
Oh
one
my
will
god,
remember.
we're gonna lose our mind.
Yes.
I feel
A lot of
Dostoevsky did.
questions.
And you know one very fun fact, I don't think he likes the color yellow.
Oh
Do you
yeah.
remember in the White Knights, there's a yellow house, and he comments like this disgusting
Oh yeah.
yellow. And then in here again, he comments about a disgusting yellow house. He has something with the yellow
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
I need to do a bit of
Yeah.
research.
Maybe it meant something.
He has some trauma with yellow
Yeah.
homes.
Interesting.
Dostoevsky, what's up? Why didn't you like yellow?
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it's a classic for a
Great
reason.
book.
It's a great book.
We
Highly
love
recommend it.
it.
And it's something we can talk about forever, but we won't.
Yeah.
We won't. I did a little section about the translation, but I loved this translation.
yeah.
David Macduff, you're a great translator.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with the choice. It flowed very nicely. Very, very nicely.
Okay.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Now.
100% agreed.
Now. Maybe on a
should we go
different note.
Now onto the the other half.
I know
the other half is Pride and Prejudice. And I think okay, if you know me
Go
by
for it.
now,
Go for it.
you got yourself ready for it. I know. Okay, I think this is our fourth video, so I think by now you get to know maybe a bit more about my taste and what I like and what I don't like and what I typically read. However, I do believe in you should not always read what you feel comfortable with.
True.
So
Very
I think
true.
it's very important
Very
to actually read things that either is a topic you don't know anything about, something you thought would not interest you, whatever. But I think you should always be very curious and not just read the same thing, because you will just end up in the same place or in the same conclusion. So Pride and Prejudice, I think I mentioned it in my previous video, so I will not just give again the full context. But I finished it. So the last time I talked about it was halfway. This is the story of the Bennet family, and they have 5 daughters. 5.
Elizabeth, the other one, the one that's in the books, and the 2 that are mischievous.
Ah, yeah, 5.
5.
Okay.
This
is the story of
girls.
This is the story of the Bennet family. It's a middle class family. They have 5 daughters, and 2 rich single bachelors are in town. Mr. Darcy and Mr. Bingley.
I'm sorry, but what an ugly, unsexy Mr. Bingley.
Bingley, yeah.
Mr. Bingley.
And then this is just like the story of who is going to get married first.
You can understand how she felt already.
So I didn't love it, and the problem is that I really wanted to love it. To be fair and to be very
Yes.
transparent, I really
Yes,
tried.
I know you did.
I really wanted
I
to
know
be
you did.
part of this world. I feel like a bit offended I'm out of it. I feel a bit like, I have FOMO. I have big FOMO. I want to be
It's okay.
part of the crew, but
It's okay.
every time I try to read Jane Austen, I get lost, and I don't know if it's maybe a language thing, and I think this is also a
Okay.
point of
Maybe.
discussion that we can go into. Um, but yeah, I didn't love it. I mean, by the end of the book, I didn't hated it because I think the last part is much better than the first part. The first part of the book
Yeah.
felt so shallow to me, so like all this Mr. and Mrs. and all this gossiping and events and I don't know what and who is talking with who and this person. Oh my god, they lost me.
But do you think it was how it was? Like 1800s?
I think it was how it was, and I think it is how it is today.
Well, I was
But
about to
no
say
one,
like go to my
yeah,
village.
yeah.
They have nothing to do
But I think no
except
one
sit
writes
around.
about it today. You know,
Today, yes.
Today no one, like, this is still happening today, but no one will write about it because we have better things to write about. That's
Yes,
my
but there
feeling.
is also a lot of things that you can write about that's more normalized, right? Like our day to day is not balls and the husband finding seasons and I don't know what. So a lot of the norms have changed as well. But maybe it was just
For
their
sure.
reality, which right now
Yeah.
feels a bit to us like out of touch. So out of
Yeah.
touch because we've changed a
Yeah,
lot.
true. But then, okay, the second half of the book,
Yeah.
I liked it better.
Okay.
I think I liked it better because there's a bit of more actions and there's a bit of more um, psychological things happening,
Okay.
like in games, like, yes, but actually this person is not as it seems. Mr. Darcy is not this person, and Elizabeth
Some
is not that
growth.
person, and
Yeah.
the sister is not that person, and she elope, and I don't know what. So I felt like we were now starting to explore some interesting themes. So she brought me back.
Okay.
I was like, okay, now I can. I was excited to read until the end, so I got a bit into it. Um, but yeah, I was not like so involved with the characters. I feel like the characters are not like people I would like or enjoy. Or maybe, I don't know, Elizabeth, maybe. I feel she's a cool character.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think they're very exaggerated characters, some of them. Like
yeah,
that mother.
mm, true.
But I feel like through maybe a bit of like exaggeration and comedy and wit
Yes.
and ridiculous, like she's trying to
Yeah,
say something. Maybe some of it is not relevant to
that's true.
us nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Yes.
Bennett I can hang out
Yeah.
with. Darcy maybe I can hang out with.
Maybe.
I don't want to hang out with Mr. Collins.
Oh my god, yeah.
No,
No,
Mr.
no.
Collins is not invited to the
Mm-mm.
party.
No, no.
I cannot stand Mr.
No,
Collins.
no. These people.
Take a
And
shot every
it's.
time he says Lady
Ugh.
Catherine. I cannot.
But I thought about it when you told me, like when we had a separate chat, and I was like, why am I not getting into it? I even asked ChatGPT, but for my.
Our third
But I
honorary
asked
friend.
Shireen, and she asked me, and I was like, I don't know why I cannot get into it. And she was like, is it the character? Is it the language? Is it like maybe you're reading it from the wrong perspective? And then I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, for sure, I'm reading it from the wrong perspective because I'm reading it from me now in the 20th
Mm.
century, and I'm a strong, independent woman and
Woo.
whatever by definition.
Woo.
But even though I try to understand from the more ironic, sarcastic way, even this was not like,
You couldn't.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
That's okay. So when I first read my
yeah,
first Jane Austen, I couldn't get into it as well.
yeah.
And I don't know what it was, but
Mm.
maybe it was the same where I felt it's just like I don't know, it was a bit effort. A lot of
Right?
effort
Yes,
to read.
effort. Yeah.
So that was Emma.
Mm.
I think you will hate Emma. She's an insufferable character.
Oh.
But she's meant to be.
Yeah.
She's meant to be. But I read like half of Emma and then I put it
Mm.
aside and I was like, I cannot do this. And then
Yeah.
1 year later, I picked it up again and I loved it. But
Mm.
before I picked it up,
Yeah.
my brain was, I want to read a Jane Austen.
Yeah.
Like, I want to read that Regency era,
Yeah.
Victoria, whatever it's called. I don't
Mm.
know. That era, the balls,
Yeah.
the husband finding, that
Yeah.
type of language. So I went into it with the idea that I want this.
Yes.
And then I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
So I understand because I
Mm.
felt that way also
Yes.
reading it.
Yeah.
It's a bit
true.
I think you either can like love the
Mm.
language and love the way it's
Yeah.
written, or it's a bit of
It's a bit an effort.
oh,
Yeah, yeah,
it feels a lot of
yeah.
power
I think
to
also
read it.
the English for me. I mean, obviously, I'm not a native English speaker,
Yeah,
so I felt it was a bit. And but I don't know. I read only in English, and it was never really a problem for
yeah.
me. But
It's a
I
bit
felt,
different as
yeah,
well, the
because it's
language.
like all the
Mm,
type of English. I felt it was also really much more of an
yeah.
effort, to be honest.
I
Yeah,
really like that,
yeah,
but I
yes,
understand that it's not intuitive.
yes,
Like
yeah,
it takes a bit of time to get into. I
yeah,
think at the beginning you're am I lost? Like what
yeah.
is she? Why is she speaking
What is
like this?
happening?
And
Yes,
sometimes I think like I miss the humor because of the way that it's written in the language. And then
yeah,
when I focus, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is sarcasm.
yeah,
This is supposed to
yeah,
be funny. Okay, maybe we can go a
yeah.
little bit
Okay.
into the details.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
maybe also
yeah.
as you were explaining, like first half, second half.
Yes.
The first half
Yeah.
you found it maybe a little bit shallow, not
Yeah.
as interesting, and then the
Mm,
second half with a bit more substance.
yeah.
Is it maybe intentional because at the beginning Elizabeth is very in her I know everything and I
Yeah.
have these thoughts about whatever, and Mr.
Yeah.
Darcy is very
Mm,
prideful and
yeah.
his judgment and all of
Mm,
that, and then towards the end
yeah.
you see them kind of evolve into
True. Yeah.
better better people
Yeah.
and break
Yeah.
some of this. So maybe it was also intentional
True.
to make
The characters evolved and you to go through their
especially
journey.
the
Yeah.
two the main two.
Yeah, definitely. I think so. Yeah.
I I so I didn't watch the movie.
Ah,
Did you
yeah,
watch
I
the
didn't
movie
know.
before
No.
reading?
No.
So neither did I, but you
Mm.
knew it was Bennett and Darcy.
Yes, yes, yes.
I
Yeah.
was very surprised, and I don't know if you felt this, that there's actually not a lot of scenes of Elizabeth and Bennett.
Yeah.
Most of the book is not
Yeah. Of
Elizabeth and
Darcy.
Bennett and sorry,
Ah,
Elizabeth and
yes.
Bennett. Sorry. Oh my God, Jane Austen. May
Ah.
your soul rest in peace. We're not
Ah,
making
yeah.
fun
So
of you.
you mean
Okay.
in the movie it's more focused on the love
No.
story?
I mean that I knew I didn't
Yeah.
watch the movie, so I didn't
Yeah.
know. But I in my brain I knew it's a story. It's a love story of Elizabeth and Darcy.
Yes.
So, but when
Yes.
I was reading it, I was surprised that there's actually like very few scenes
That's true. Yeah.
where they
Almost none of it.
interact.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I really like the scenes where they
Yes.
interact. I read my favorite scene
Yeah.
is the first proposal where he gets
Ah,
rejected.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
really like that
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
Because I find him like what an egotistical man,
Yeah.
standing there proposing to this
Yeah.
girl and then telling her
Yeah.
everything that's wrong with her
Yeah.
and her family and how
Yeah.
she's so beneath him.
Yeah.
But despite all of that,
This
I'll still
I
marry
will
you.
marry you.
Like, did he think that's flattering?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Maybe he was trying to make his case. Like he was not sure. He was insecure, obviously.
Yeah, but think of it in your head. Maybe don't say it to the girl you're proposing to, no? Like,
Yeah, but we don't know what
and I
happened in
liked
the
her
time.
audacity to be like, excuse me,
Yeah.
no, and this is
Yeah.
why no, and you're
Exactly.
an asshole.
Yes. Too prideful.
And then the next scene we
Mm.
see is like Darcy is very timid and
Yeah.
he's just handing this
Yeah.
letter, and like you
Yes.
see from that
And then they
conversation
barely
on,
speak. Yeah.
you see maybe the shift in both of them
True.
and their thought processes
True,
and
but
stuff.
it didn't captivated me.
Yeah,
It
which is
didn't
fine.
captivate me.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it captivated me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and I think that's also a nice thing that we have more or less similar
Mm.
tastes in books, but even in
That's
this
true.
case, there's things that I
Yeah.
like more, that she likes
Mm.
more, and
That's true.
normal and
Yeah, that's
okay.
normal.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't mean the book is bad, doesn't mean the book is
No.
good. It just
Mm.
means the book works for me at the time that I
Yes.
read it and didn't work for her
Yeah.
at the time that she read it.
Yeah. Maybe I pick it up in 10 years and I will love it.
Maybe. I have a question. Will you
Yes.
read more Jane Austen? Or have you
I
closed that
think
chapter? Halas?
I don't want to say no forever because I think I will be stupid to say so
You never know.
because you never know and maybe I should try more. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, there are too many good books in this world, like maybe I don't need to,
For her to spend time on.
to spend too much time on books. But it's okay. I mean, let's see. I will never say no.
Okay.
I can give it another try. But yeah, I think I give
What
it.
maybe back to the
Mm.
same question you asked me.
Yeah.
What did you like and what you didn't like? Are
Okay.
there things you liked? There must be something. that you
There
like.
are things I liked. Okay. So I think number one is yes, okay, let me just rewind, remember the whole
So what did you like? Crickets.
what is it like?
Crickets.
Crickets. No, one, I like the scene setting. I think this is very vivid. I think, you could feel a bit
Yeah.
like in the Victorian era.
And we kept sending each other the
Yes.
Bath, England. They have
Yeah.
a Jane Austen
Yes.
festival. Would you still
Yeah.
go with me?
Yes, I would definitely go because I found it like very nicely done. Like I
Yeah.
could really think, oh, maybe I'm sitting there, on a bench somewhere. I'm watching them. Yes, I like the scene setting. I think I like the era in like from a visual perspective. Now, I enjoyed the last part of the book when all the revelations, like the all the family stuff is happening and people turn out to be much different than what we think they were in the beginning. And this I really liked because it shows like it was a bit more depth into the characters, which I in beginning I found too shallow. So I like that at the end at least there was some depth. And yeah, the setting. I think these are the main two things I liked. And what I didn't like, I think I mentioned
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't
Did I give
convert
a final
you.
rating?
No.
Okay. I think I put it a 2.5 or 3.
Okay.
Yes. Half, half,
Uh,
half, half.
you know
Okay.
what? It's okay.
It's okay.
I will enjoy my Jane Austen alone.
Yes. And maybe we try something else.
Like?
Like, I don't know, another book exchange
Yeah, we
or
can.
another
Yeah, for
video.
sure. Okay,
Mm.
so mission failed for me. I couldn't convince her. I couldn't convert her. I'm personally sad, but it's okay.
Mm.
And I'm happy for you to finally have the answer
Yes.
for yourself.
That's
You
true.
know what?
And that I
It's just
finished
not
it.
for you.
Yes.
Not everything is for
Yes.
everyone.
And I'm so happy that you loved Crime and Punishment.
And he's for me.
Yes.
So
100%.
mission accomplished for you.
Yes. Mission accomplished.
But I think this is very fun. I would love to do more of this book
Yeah.
exchange.
Yes.
Books that maybe
Yeah.
like you love that I've never
Yeah.
heard of, vice versa.
That's true.
It's the best way to find books
Yeah.
that we love.
Yeah.
Okay.
To try something new.
Let us know, please, your thoughts on both of these
Yes.
books.
Maybe suggest what will be our next books.
Yes. And you know what? Like, counter our thoughts. Like, if you have different
Yeah.
thoughts than what we have, I would love
True.
to hear a different perspective. Not change my mind, maybe
Yeah.
change my mind, but I'm only
Yeah.
thinking about it
Yeah.
myself and
I feel like
we
people
discuss, but I would love.
people will agree with you. People I think will not agree with me. I feel
No,
like
some people will.
I will have more enemies. I feel out of this video. So
I mean, guys,
please feel
it's
free, but don't like
it's just books.
don't hate me.
It's just books.
I know you fans. I wanted to be part of you, I swear. So yeah,
No, our viewers are
friendly.
and it's just books at the end of the day. It's not.
Yes.
It's deep, but it's not personal deep.
Yes. It's okay to have opinions.
Yes, but I would love to hear different opinions than
Yes.
mine because I think it's I don't know, very interesting. Maybe
Yeah.
something I didn't catch.
Yeah.
Maybe something you didn't catch. Maybe
True.
something we didn't discuss.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. Thank
Till
you.
next time.
See ya.
See you.